Okay. Gosh.
Duke got all the things tonight. Why do I?
We're going to call the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners meeting to order. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Commissioner McConnell. Commissioner Baldwin.
Present.
Commissioner Beeden. Commissioner Dunn. Present. Commissioner Rushing.
Here.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Here.
Chairman Bone.
Here. Item 3A, addition, Health Advisory Board appointments.
Mr. Chair, I would move to add Health Advisory Board appointments under new business 11AB.
Support.
What we're going to do too, and we have actually two appointments this evening. We have the Board of Road Commissioners, and we have the Health Advisory Boards. What we will do is we will bring, at that time, we'll bring the individuals up, give them a 3-minute opportunity if they would like to tell us a little bit about themselves. So we'll do that at the appropriate time in the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item 4, approval of the agenda.
This time I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as revised.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
5.
This time I move to approve and file the minutes of 11/17/2022 Commission meeting and the 12/01/22 Standing Committee meetings.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? There's no proclamations. The consent agenda, items A through G.
This time I'd like to make a motion to approve items 7A through 7G on the consent agenda.
Second.
Thank you.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Reports of standing special committees. I'm going to start with Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Got nothing tonight, sir.
Commissioner Rushing.
I could make something up, but I got nothing.
Commissioner Dunn.
Nothing tonight.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Oh, thanks.
I just have one. So John Block, who is the Sand Lake County Board Chairman, reached out to me. They were talking about disbanding the MAC 7 boards. He had talked that they're looking to, I guess, a couple meetings, meeting glass first, like the once a month kind of thing. And I told him, you know, I would be more than happy to get with the, you know, the MAC 7. So think we're going to continue to keep it going, but there's some tweaks that we're probably going to make to it. More information to come on that, so I'll let you know. So item 9, Geneva, you can jump right up there because we're into citizens wishing to address the board.
Hopefully you guys can hear me. Good evening, everyone. My name is Geneva Bivens. Tonight, I'm here to support the reappointment of Arnold Kuntz to the Advisory Board of Health for District 1. Mr. Kuntz brings a unique perspective to the table given his experience, having served our country and his continuous service to our community over the years in various areas. He has made it a priority to work with hardest hit members of our community, which is noble. Over the years, his work in this county has made a positive impact, and his years of service on the Board of Health has done the same. Excuse me. I would like to see that continue. Our health department is facing a long, hard road working toward regaining public trust, and I think that Mr. Kuntz's continued service on the board is imperative to doing that. He has served us well over the past 6 years as a member of the board. He has come up with viable solutions to issues that we face in our community. I would also like to see that continue. It is my belief that Mr. Kuntz should be reappointed to District 1 seat on the Advisory Board of Health, and I believe that his reappointment will be a benefit to the Board of Health, the Health Department, and our community. Thank you.
Kay Cumbo.
My name is Kay Cumbo, and I just want to also state my support for Mr. Arnold Kuntz, and he's a veteran, and thank him. I want to thank him for his service to our country and our community. I think he's done a fine job, and I would also like to see him continue that service to this community. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. There's no unfinished business come before us. Before we get into the new business, you're going to see a lot of different items on our agenda. These items have actually been previously discussed at our prior meeting. They get moved on to the full board, so sometimes there's not a lot of discussion in full board because they've been in front of us before, and that's kind of the time that we talk about things. So moving on to items 11A. And Commissioner Dunn is getting the luxury of reading all these tonight since this will be his last meeting. That's kind of a
Oh,
Board of
I better
Commissioners.
pass mine down.
I got a whole pile here.
He's got a stack of them. It's on Duke.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve policy 241, county procurement card policy revision as presented.
Are we supposed to second or just wait? I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item B.
I would move to approve the 2023 Board of Commissioners meeting schedule as presented.
Support.
And as commissioners know, if there's certain dates later in the year, depending on what things change, occasionally we make changes to it. So any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Item C.
I'd move to adopt Resolution 22-57, adopting the 2023 Special Revenue Funds budget and amending the 2022 General and Special Revenue Funds budget.
Support.
Discussion.
Is there anything on here that is,
Yeah, Dina.
okay.
So for the 2023 Special Revenue Fund budgets, there are some manning table adjustments for Parks and Rec and the library. The Parks and Rec is proposing to add 3 full-time maintenance workers, and to fund that, a portion of that, they're going to remove 2 part-time park ranger 2s and $50,000 worth of seasonal workers. That's also going to net an increase in their budget of $78,734. And for the library, obviously with their millage increase, their budget has increased. They're going to be requesting an account clerk too, 4 library technicians, and a graphic designer and marketing associate, and removing 2 account clerk 1s and 3 account clerk 1s. This will be a manning table adjustment increase of $96,513 to the library budget. Most of the other funds are status quo. We did have a budget for the ARPA funds into 23, just in case some of those projects that have been approved spill over into next year. For 2022 amendments, we have $400,000 that we're going to contribute to the pension fund due to vacancies at the sheriff's office and a large number of retirements. We did have to include another $400,000 to the pension fund this year. We also are moving about $450,000 to the public improvement fund for a backlog in capital improvement projects. Last month we had the CIP presented. So there's quite a few capital projects that need to be accounted for and funded. We do have an increase in property taxes, jail revenues, and Register of Deeds charges for services for a general fund budget adjustment. We also have a reduction in our district court fines and fees. We're proposing a budgeted gain of $227,020. And for the 2022 Special Revenue Fund budget adjustments, we're increasing revenues and expenditures for the convention center. Those events started increasing towards the end of the year, so we did have to make an amendment to revenues and expenditures. And for the child care fund, we do have a budgeted transfer out of $1,247,135. That is for, that was on last month's, or this month's, as a budget reversion. And it's excess fund balance from 2021 that we're gonna move to the public improvement fund. So those are the major changes for 23 and 22 amendments. Does anyone have questions?
Roll call. Thank you, Dina.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item D.
At this time, I move to approve the 2023 State Opioid Response SOR2 Project Funding Grant Agreement in the amount of $15,000 with no local match required.
I think we skipped one. I have D, you have E. I have D.
Yeah.
I think you just read E.
One ahead.
We're one ahead.
You're one ahead.
Item D is mine. Right?
Oh, D, I went to E, I'm
That's what
sorry.
I thought.
Duke's got them all from here on out, all right?
So I get rid of my pen?
Yeah. We don't have to do our
I'm
stuff.
sorry, I thought you said E, which I have.
Nope, Duke's got them all.
Well, you got backups, Dave.
Just in case I screw up, you're there to help me.
Fair enough.
I'd move to adopt Resolution 22-63, revising Resolution 22-43, imposing the 2022 property tax levy.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item E.
I'd move to approve 2023 state opioid Response Project Funding Grant Agreement in the amount of $15,000 with no local match required.
Support.
Discussion. When are we going to, I think I asked you this question before, Carrie. When is the other monies going to start rolling in?
So I do have an update I was going to give you during my administrator's report, but I can do that now if you would like.
Sure.
We were supposed to start receiving our first payment this year. However, one of the counties has challenged the allocation of the funds that at the state level. So unfortunately, until that plays out through the court system, our payments are on hold. We're hoping we will receive some funds in 2023 regarding that. However, the amount we receive could change depending on how this court case goes out. So the funding came to the state and then it was allocated to the different units of government, and this county is challenging that allocation because if they look at the amount they're receiving per capita, it is significantly different than the amount we're receiving per capita in other counties. So I'm not entirely sure where that's going to go. However, our internal work group does continue to meet to come up with a proposal for the BOC on what we feel the best use for the funds will be once we do receive them. We're continuing to do that in anticipation of receiving funds next year.
Okay, thank you.
Just, I don't know if, you know I'm hard of hearing anyways, that's why I jumped on E there. But I'm hearing an echo. I don't know if you guys are hearing that, but I'm hearing a pretty good echo from people talking in the microphones. Might just be me.
I was about to say, I thought it was sounding better.
Yeah. Got to get the hearing aids checked out, buddy. Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item F.
I'd move to approve the reappointments to Board of Commissioners as presented.
Support.
Discussion on any of them? All in favor?
Aye.
Item G, give me the Road Commission, please. All right, so we have two individuals, Michael Lowers and Todd Meldrum. Mike, you want to get up there and say a little something? Okay. About yourself, I guess. Who you are and all that good stuff, what you do, background.
Good evening. I'm Mike Lowers, resident of Muzzy Township, have been my whole life. I'm an elected official in Muzzy Township for 30 years, 14 years as trustee, 16 years as supervisor, which I'm currently serving right now. And I'm throwing my hat in the ring for Road Commission. I feel that over the 16 years of being supervisor, I've got a lot of experience working with our Road Commission, and I really enjoy working with our Road Commission. When I go to MTA meetings, which are statewide meetings, they're always very impressed with the relationship that our Road Commission has with our township boards, and I would work hard to keep that relationship and keep that open policy with the community. I also am a self-employed farmer, so I've run business, and I have a lot of experience of business decisions. So that's about it. If you have any questions, be happy to answer them. Don't always walk with a cane. I had a knee replacement a week ago today, so.
Oh, boy. Any questions for Mike? Thank you. Is Todd Meldrum here?
Hello, my name's Todd Meldrum. I'm a resident of Riley Township, have been for 29 years, a small business owner for 34 years, and I believe I would be an asset to the community and to the county board if I was appointed to that position. I'm in the trucking / landscape supply yard business, and so I'm familiar with a lot of the stuff that goes on day to day on that end of it. And pretty much it.
Okay, any questions? Okay, very good. Commissioners, you fill your ballots out and then send them down to Jay.
A vote for Michael Lowers. Vote for Michael Lowers. Vote for Michael Lowers. Michael Lowers. Michael Lowers, 5-0.
Okay. Mike is road commissioner. You're not going to be able to continue, okay, so you have to give up your position. Very good.
Hey, can I say something?
Sure.
Because the vote's complete here now, and I've known Mike a long time, and he has a long-time relationship. I never got to talk with you, and I see you live in Riley Township, where I live. But I believe with his relationship with the road foreman, just like I used to have, he's got a lot of expertise and working relationships with the road commission now, and a lot of us up here, just by being the supervisor in Mussey Township for the years he's been there. Welcome aboard.
Okay, moving on, item H.
Do we need to make the,
I don't think that you got to make a motion to.
Well, yeah, well, you should make it official.
I guess make a motion to appoint Mike Lowers to,
I'd move to approve the appointment of Mike Lowers to the Board of Commissioners, Department of Public Work, representing District 2 for a 6-year term expiring 12/31 of '28.
Support.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed. Item H.
I'd move to approve the request for additional funding for services for the senior citizens millage as follows. Life Skills Center, Addendum 1 for an increase of $8,000 for a total not to exceed $42,424. And for the Port Huron Housing Commission, Addendum 1 for an increase of $6,475 for an amount not to exceed $23,590.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item H, I'm sorry, item I.
I'd move to approve District 1 American Rescue Plan project for Kanoke Township in the amount of $50,000 for upgrading their online security and financial software for both township and fire department.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Bohm.
Yes. Item J.
I'd move to approve the agreement with the St. Clair County Community Mental Health Authority for recovery court services in the amount of $19,986.20. $10,998 from the Michigan Drug Court grants, and $8,997.42 from the Office of the Highway Safety Grant. Planning Grant, I'm sorry.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item K.
I would move to approve the letter of agreement with the Sacred Heart Rehabilitation Center for prevention services for the Intervention Center through the Residential Substance Abuse Treatment Grant in the amount of $10,000 with $7,500 being reimbursed through the fiscal year 2023 RSAT grant and $2,500 paid by the St. Clair County Jail Commissionary budget towards 25% local match.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item L.
I'd move to adopt Resolution 22-64, amending Resolution 22-56 for the LDFA loan as presented.
Support.
Just a little bit on this. So as everybody was aware, we were fronting $700,000 to the LDFA for the new Magna plant in St. Clair, which is a tax recapture, which we get paid back for through that mechanism. There was some different legal fees and some other things that originally they didn't say what it was going to be. They originally gave us $1, or they came back and said it's going to be approximately $20,000, give or take. I talked to Carrie, I talked to actually Gary about it. He says, why don't we do an up 2022 dollar amount, as long as it's, all these are reimbursable expenses to the county. So we change that dollar amount to $750. I don't want to come back here over $2,000 over or $5 or whatever. But it's got to meet the criteria that these are capturable items. There was a concern that they had one of the other agencies never paid the LDFA, and they kind of ate it. But this particular Next Michigan Development Corporation is extremely important because they're able to capture this 9 mills of the schools and another 3 mills of some other deal, which is over $400,000 in capturability. So if we just did it locally and we did not use this Next Michigan Development Corporation, which we are a part of, we would be leaving substantial money on the table, and ultimately that helps pay for the infrastructure improvement. The payback's really quick on this one. It's not the old 30-year stuff, you know,
Right.
It's probably the 5-year kind of stuff. And as many of you well know, that Magnus currently going through the expansion right now, 740,000 square feet, an additional 900 jobs. It'll be 1.1 million square feet with 1,200 jobs. I have personally seen the jobs, 300 to 400 of them are extremely technical, 6-figure type of jobs. So complete home run for this area. So enough of me. Roll call.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item M.
I'd move to approve the 2023 memorandum of agreement with the Michigan State University for 2023 extension services in St. Clair County in the amount of $97,814.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item N.
I would move to approve the St. Clair County MSU Extension Office request to close their offices in the County Administration Office Building Tuesday, the 27th of December through Thursday, the 29th of December, 2022.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Item O.
I'd move to approve the day treatment night watch building construction project as outlined in the amount not to exceed $500,000.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Mostly yes. Make it yes.
a yes and a half or half.
Yeah, there you go.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item P.
I'd move to adopt Resolution 22-61, establishing rates for the Criminal Indigent Defense Council as presented.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed. Item Q.
I'd move to approve the airport private hangar lease assignment amendment and consent the owner from Betty MacArthur to John Neal for Lot T6 at the St. Clair County International Airport.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed. Item R.
I'd move to approve the Land Bank Authority grant application to the State Land Bank Authority requesting up to $200,000 for blight elimination.
Support.
Jeff is not here, but we had our land bank meeting the other day. Basically, it's an opportunity to apply for some grants for whether it be demo, well, you were there, Jay, you're in that meeting too. You can, there's different things, different programs, so we said, get it in, I guess, and we'll figure it out from there. I forget how much money the state had allocated, it was like 10 million bucks or something. And,
It's essentially, if you qualify, you're likely to get it. And it's gotta be targeted to be used to do blight cleanup, whether it be above ground, building structures, those kind of things, or actually underground. So if you had tanks or something at an abandoned piece of land that needed to be cleaned up, it could be used for those kinds of things. And it's kind of a, if you apply, it's gonna be allocated, so we not,
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed. Item S.
I'd move to approve the appointment of Stephen Tenniswood to serve on the Metropolitan Planning Commission representing the education category for the remainder of a 3-year term expiring in 12/31 of '23.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed. Item T.
I would move to approve the ambulance millage distribution agreement with the following municipalities as presented: City of Algonac, Birchville Township, Casco Township, Clay Township, Columbus Township, East China Township, Fort Gratiot Township, Grant Township, Greenwood Township, Ira Township, Kanoke Township, Kimball Township, City of Marine City, City of Marysville, City of Memphis, Mussey Township, City of Port Huron, Port Huron Township, Riley Township, City of St. Clair Township for a term of 1/1/23 through 1/31/26.
David. Point of order before a second, and you could answer this. I noticed that 2 of the townships I represent are not on there, Berlin and Wales.
So this packet is the agreements that we have received back so far. We still have about 10 that we're waiting to receive back, so those will come to you as soon as we get them.
All right, I'll second.
All in favor? I'm sorry, you need a roll call? All right, roll call.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Chairman Bone,
Yes. Item U.
I'd move to approve the Blue Cross Blue Shield Schedule A and stop loss renewals as presented.
Support.
And I know I've touched on this before. We had multiple, the county is self-insured up to, is it 150,000? And for a long time, we were flat, correct me if I'm wrong, even maybe had a decrease. I know this is the first year we had increases, but when you were talking to other people that were buying regular insurance policies, I guess, municipalities, I remember when Jay first came from Clay Township and you saw what our rate was, you couldn't believe it was that low compared to what you were paying as a township person, but we've been very fortunate that our self-insured, we haven't had a lot of claims and losses, so it's really been able to keep a pretty good cap on our healthcare increases. I know we have a 5 or 6% this year, right? But we were flat for a lot of years. So if you look at the last 5 to 7 year period or whatever, it's not like you hear the traditional, 10% increase, 10%, 10%, and that stuff. So, and we're large enough that we can be self-insured too. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Item V.
I'd move to approve District 2 American Rescue Plan project for the Township of Emmett in the amount of $50,000 for crossroad culvert repair, replacement, and ditching projects.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Chairman Bone,
Yes. W.
I would move to approve District 1 American Rescue Plan project for Brockway Township for the replacement of 22 feet of culvert on Fulton Road over the McLean Drain in the amount of $23,479.91.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Chairman Bone,
Yes. Item X.
I'd approve for the approval of District 1 American Rescue Plan project for the village of K-Pac in the amount of $40,000 for improvements to the Lions Park and new Pocket Park at 201 North Main Street.
Well, I have to support that one, being a graduate of 1973 from Cape Cod.
Oh, I wasn't born yet.
No. Kindergarten for me. Roll call.
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
Yes.
Chairman Bone,
Yes. Item Y.
I'd move to approve the NeoGov renewal agreement for a term of 1/1/23 through 12/31/23 for baseline web-based talent management system and background check integration through 4/11/24 for a total contract amount of $30,679.46.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Vandenbosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn?
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Chairman Bone?
Yes. Item Z.
Mr. Chair, I'd move for the approval, to approve the request to add a full-time public health supervisor to the Health Department manning table beginning in 2023.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor? Yep, David?
Yeah, I just want to give thanks to Greg Brown reaching out to me, and he did get me answers. Made a point to call me back, and we talked about this, and it's actually for 10 positions that are involved, not the 3 that we were initially talked about at our committee meeting. And the funding is better than what it's going to end up being, rather than 100,000 with billable. It might be closer to 50 actual that's going to be needed to fill that position. So I want to give a thank you to Greg to getting back with me.
Okay. Did we, yeah, we did all in favor? Aye. Those opposed? AA.
Mr. Chair, I would move to adopt Resolution 22-58, authorizing $1,247,135 from the Child Care Fund to Public Improvement Fund.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Baldwin?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Chairman Bone?
Yes. Item A, B, we are going to be doing the Health Advisory Board. I won't call it interviews, but we're going to bring them up and let them do their thing, and then we are going to vote. So, first person, Arnold Kuntz.
Sure.
Good evening. My name is Arnold Kuntz.
Thank you.
I'm a decorated veteran of the United States Army, 82nd Airborne Division. I'm also a lifetime member of the Disabled American Veterans. I've worked 27 years in industry as a heavy equipment mechanic and also as a state licensed motor vehicle inspection for the Michigan State Police. I've worked 40 years since 1979 in ministry, first as a lay minister, then a minister licensed to preach, and in 1998, ordained minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. My ministry has been primarily working with inner city individuals who suffer from drug addiction, alcohol addiction, and working with families who are working to get out of generational poverty situations. Everything I've done in my life, I live by one simple credo. And there's a quote by Dr. Benjamin Franklin when he said, "Show me something and I will forget. Teach me something and I remember. Involve me in something and I will learn." It has been everything that I've done, from teaching apprentices in the heavy equipment field to leading people out of addiction and generational poverty to even my own family life. And that's what I bring to the Advisory Board of Health, is 40 years of experience in various communities across this nation, but also that desire to teach people how to do and be better than they were yesterday. Are there any questions?
How long have you been on that board?
6 years.
6 years, okay. Very good. Thank you, Arnold.
Thank you.
Ken Abelman?
Good evening. St. Clair County resident. My name is Ken Huvelman. I am requesting, I guess it'd be an appointment to the Health Advisory Board. The experience that I can bring is lived experience as a person in recovery, as a person with a mental health disorder that has worked to move forward from to become a productive member. I moved to St. Clair County in 2009 to get away from the path that I was creating for myself. In the last 13 years, I've been able to complete 2 master's degrees, 1 master's degree in psychology, another master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. Since I began working professionally in St. Clair County, I've been able to open a new outpatient substance use disorder treatment facility through my organization, Flint Odyssey House. We oversee 2 recovery homes in the community and also operate a partnership with Port Huron Police Department and the City of St. Clair Police Department with our mobile overdose response team to make contact with individuals who have experienced an opioid overdose to engage them in services. I also act as the chair of the CSCB, or Community Services Coordinating Body's Substance Use Prevention Treatment and Recovery Work Group. I've been the chair or co-chair of that since 2019. I have worked with the Community Health Improvement Plan as a stakeholder member of the work groups to identify what we can do as a county to improve. I worked with the state through MDHHS as a consultant for their redesign of the Child Protective Services Program. I was a panelist with the town hall that they first hosted, and then was a member of 2 different work groups to redesign centralized intake, and then also for the risk and safety assessments for the state. Trying to think of what else I have done. That would probably be it. Are there any questions?
Questions? Okay, thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Alyssa Mantrin?
She did indicate she was unable to attend this evening because she had a funeral.
Okay, Jody Smith? Okay. Check your boxes and hand down to.
I have one for Kenneth Hoovelman. One for Arnold Kuntz. Kenneth Hoovelman. Arnold Kuntz. Kenneth Hoovelman, so 3-2 Hoovelman.
Okay. Do I have a motion to appoint Ken?
I got the whole thing here.
Okay.
I'd move to approve the appointments of the Health Department Advisory Board as follows. District 3, reappoint Monica Standel as District 3 representative for a 2-year term expiring 12/31/24. To appoint Steve Gura as District 2 representative for a 2-year term expiring 12/31/24. To approve Ken Hoovelman as District 1 representative for a 2-year term expiring 12/31/24.
Support.
Discussion.
Just a little bit. We rarely, and you and I talked on this, when we talk about the library board and the various boards that we have, we did have a vacancy that got filled, and I appreciate your service, Arnold, for what you've done for the country and for the county, because it's tough to get people to even serve on these boards, and for the amount of monies that you're going to be getting paid for the service that you're doing, it's not going to be worth for the effort being put in. And I really appreciate you being here and anybody that does serve the county. So I'm just thankful for everybody that serves, and we rarely get 4 people applicants for one opening or that needs to be reappointed. So just thank you for, and you too, Kevin, thank you for putting up, and we'll be working with you.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Yes, and a second.
Okay, and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed. Item 12, the administrator's report.
Just to touch on the opioid settlement a little bit more, I did forget to mention that Michigan Association of Counties has brought on a full-time consultant to assist counties with the implementation best practices. So We will be looking at those resources, and I will be sharing those with our work group as well to help formulate our proposals to the board. Our invasive species naturalist position has been filled, and we do have somebody on board. Kirsten Lyons, you may remember her. She was here with the Friends of the St. Clair River. She has actually taken that full-time position. She has gone through the reports, and we've received approximately 380 reports, which is about half as many as last year. However, she indicated that some of the reports are not actually complaints, but observations of hatching or improved conditions for those that were included in the spray last year. So the egg mass surveys are currently underway and to determine if there is a need for an aerial suppression program in '23. But there will be a public workshop on the spongy moths, and it's at Goodalls County Park on Saturday, December 17th from 10 a.m. till noon. And there is information regarding that on the Parks and Rec social media, and the county has also put that information out on our social media. We did receive news that Chris Smith, our Director of Veterans Affairs, has accepted another position, so we are in the process of recruiting for that. The applications were actually due yesterday, so I am working with the Veterans Affairs Board to get that position filled quickly. Earlier this week at our department heads meeting, our IT department has rolled out a new website design for our external website. So we are going to be working with them at the beginning of the year to update each department's page, but as part of that, we will be updating the design and the information that's contained on the Board of Commissioners page. So if any of you have feedback or stuff you would like included on the board's page, please let me know, and we will make sure that that gets incorporated. And last night or yesterday during the lame duck session, there were 4 different bills passed that are going to affect our landfill. I don't have all of the details yet. We're just going through them. However, Matt Williams and Jeff Donaldson are very well versed in this, so we will have a complete report for you soon. But part of it does involve updating our materials management or solid waste plan, and there is a timeline of 180 days once the legislation is enacted. So more information to come on that, but that is something that we'll have to move quickly on. Questions?
Just one. Chris Smith's position, how many applicants you get?
I believe there were 5.
Okay.
For the website, I had gotten a call from a resident because on a phone, it wasn't loaded, the agendas weren't loading again. So I was able to get to it on a desktop, but it wasn't working on a mobile device. But when you go to, and I'm wondering if this can be done now, if you go to the calendar of events on the first page on the right, when you click on it, can there be a link there to the agenda as well? Because if you see that, the meeting is happening, then you still have to go to Board of Commissioners, to agendas, to Novus, to the date. So it just might save some clicks, but it just might make it more accessible, because I don't know how long this will take to roll out, but I'm thinking putting a link there temporarily might help.
Okay, I can certainly check with IT. I do know our new website design is mobile friendly. I know our current design is not, but the new design is going to be mobile friendly, and it's a lot easier to update and make changes, and departments will actually be able to make their own changes in a lot of cases without having to rely on IT or an external vendor.
Yeah, I've never had luck I live on my cell phone. I've never had luck pulling up the agendas on my
Can't do it either.
cell phone.
Right.
It won't let me.
No.
Yeah, it won't let, yeah.
I had to send a separate link, and then that worked, but going through Novus didn't. But even just to simplify that first page so that, because it is click heavy to get to our agenda, so.
Well, and as part of that, I report several months ago that we were working on a project to update our agenda software. Unfortunately, we have had a little bit of pause on that just due to some staffing issues, but, that will be a priority once everybody's back and working.
Thank you.
And I have personally worked with Kirsten a lot over the years, and then she left, but nice to hear that she came back, wealth of knowledge when you get into all that. Spongy moth, you name it, she's been around it, so yeah, that's good to hear. Motion for administrator's report.
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Miscellaneous business. Before I give Duke the floor, just a couple things that I wanted to touch on. I received notification from the community college that the library thing's not going to work for them. We had talked about putting the two together, and they had some other things that had came up, so kind of back to the drawing board on the library board. I did let Dave Whipple know that, so I'm going to be attending the library meetings and trying to help them as moving forward, which will be the next step. Hate to brag about my family, but my kids. She just, they gave a verbal commitment to Oakland University for volleyball. She was a first-team All-American this year for the college here, which is pretty big accolades, kind of the floodgates open, and we've been, as you well know, making tours to all the different campuses and stuff, but I think she wants to stay a little bit close to home, and so, yeah, 2 years free school.
Yes.
So I'm pretty excited about that, to say the least, but Duke?
My last meeting, I just want to say I've thoroughly enjoyed my time on this board with all you fine people. It's been very nice, past board members. And Carrie, you and your administration, you guys have made everything extremely easy. So thank you. The county's very lucky to have what they have in place with you and your staff and the leadership on this board going future with our board chairman and our vice chair. I'm hoping they stay in these positions because the amount of time that they put in is unbelievable. So if anybody that would want that position, I have no idea why they would want it, but for what they get paid, it's...
I had hair when I did start.
Yes. So thanks again for everybody, and we'll see what happens in 2 years.
Yeah, well, you're back on Marysville.
Yeah, I've accepted an appointment to go back in the city council in Marysville, so I will serve the next 2 years there, and we'll see where we go from there.
Okay.
So thank you.
Been a pleasure, Duke.
Thank you.
Receive and file. Oh, I'm sorry.
So I would just like to thank Duke. It's been a pleasure to serve with you as well. And I'm excited that you're going to be in Marysville. I'm sure we'll still have some business together. And Jay, this is our last meeting with you
Yes.
as well. So I'm excited that you're going to take a township supervisor voice. I'm going to miss not having another township supervisor. Well, I mean, except for Dave. Just kidding. But taking a township voice and a county voice to Lansing, I think is going to be pretty great for our area. So
Thank
best
you,
of luck
Jordan.
to you as well.
Appreciate that, thank you.
I'll echo that, Jay. Good luck in Lansing.
Thanks, Duke.
You'll do a great job.
Thank you.
Jay, I'm gonna miss coming into your office and commiserating over what am I gonna do next?
Well, keep representing us well down there at the south end of the
Thank
county. So we'll be all right. And I'd just like to say that, it's been a pleasure working with you guys. Time has flown by. It's been 12 years. When I came in here, it was the worst of times economically. We had some tough decisions to make, and we stayed in the black through those periods. And I'm proud of what we've done at the clerk's office, frankly, and at the Register of Deeds office. We've made that place user-friendly. We've made it customer-oriented. And I'm very happy with what it is today. And I couldn't have done it without the cooperation of the board. You've always been there with regard to good ideas and supporting them. And that means a lot. It's something you don't see a lot in government. There's a lot of bickering, a lot of fighting going on, and I think that the cooperation that has occurred, especially financially, that's the big deal. We point a gun at citizens and we take their money if we take their house if they don't pay us, right? And the least we can do is be responsible with their money. It's been a pleasure working with you, and thank you from all the different angles that we've been able to work together.
Yeah, no, Jay, I've known you a long time, and I always call you a better mousetrap guy, because if you know Jay, he's always out trying to figure out a better mousetrap. And,
Where, if I could, where it was when he took the position, not that it was terrible, but he did an awful lot of improvements. What we got now and the efficiency of the county clerk's office in comparison to where it was, you're very thankful for what the efforts that you and your office have done.
Thank you, Dave.
okay, receive and file.
I would make the motion to receive and file packets that were sent to commissioners, packets at their places, and any other information presented.
Support.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Item 15, adjournment.
I would Move for adjournment.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.